right? Um, I just wanted to come up on here and just say that you know, haters are not a fucking validation method. I know we gotta put a silver lining on shit, right? You wanna make the best out of a situation, and sometimes when motherfucking haters rear they motherfucking head, you just kind of want to play it light and be like, no, if you ain't got haters, you ain't doing it right. Let me tell you something, right? Through the eyes of a realist, right? Okay, that's your coping mechanism with dealing with haters. Alright, cool. But let me just put another bug in your motherfucking ear. Stop giving them motherfuckers more credit than what they deserve. Like we motherfuckers that's solid. You don't need haters for validation. You know what I mean? Like, fuck them. Straight like that. Fuck them. Stop with the, making the excuses why they do what the fuck they do, because you ain't gonna never understand that bullshit. Okay? Because that's what the fuck it is. It's bullshit. They on some bullshit about some bullshit that ain't got nothing to motherfucking do with them. That's why they on the motherfucking sideline. Stop trying to ID that shit. You know what I'm saying? And furthermore, it's fucking bugged out. Because for the longest time, I was in denial about haters, right? And I was in denial because I could not understand for the life of me a few things. One of the things is over 90% of us have very similar motherfucking backgrounds. What we choose to make out of our lives and do with our time is solely up to the individual after you become the legal age of an adult. So why somebody that you have so many similarities with is upset with how your life turned out, that is upset about the beautiful things that's going on in your life, why they upset of how you deal with shit that go on in your life? Why somebody outside of you that is how can I say it? Having judging you and how you handle and deal with shit go on in your life is the fuck be notes to the fuck me. You know what I'm saying? Like, why the fuck is motherfuckers outside of you so concerned with the fuck going on in your life? And because I wasn't a celebrity, I just couldn't relate. I'm like, I'm just a normal person and I'm doing me. So because I couldn't relate, it wasn't making sense. And because it wasn't making sense, it was like I refused to believe that I had fucking haters. I'm like, nah, that's not even fucking possible. But man, let me tell you something. Them motherfuckers not only come a dime a dozen, but them motherfuckers exist stemming from your motherfucking childhood. Now, they may vary in person. They will vary throughout your life. But them motherfuckers there, they still exist nonetheless. And it's just fucking bugged out to me. Because Although our backgrounds are all very similar, we were all raised, differently, personally and differently. And I'm thankful for the way that I was raised, because the way in which I was raised have me in the state of mind to not ever motherfucking hate on nobody for nothing, and instead transmute that. I can't even transmute that motherfucking energy, because I can't relate. The only motherfucking time that I've had of disliking people to the point of hate is when they have directly done something to myself or my family that caused the demise of a family member, or that caused some type of major inconvenience or hurtful or harmful thing to happen to myself or a family member. That's the only time I come up with somebody that I dislike or even hate. I ain't never, and I'm so thankful for this. Word up. Disliked, hated on, or been jealous of another individual, man, woman, or child, for no motherfucking reason at all. At fucking all. Right? My household was a pro-black household, and my family was very family orientated, as far as I could see as a child. Now, growing up into adulthood, I got to see some different shit about our people as well as family members, and I was able to make decisions on my own on how to deal with them and how to handle the situation that caused me to deal with them differently. Granted, but even with the fuck that, it ain't been nobody that had nothing to make me jealous, to make me feel like I hated on them. Growing up in a pro-black household and a family full of love, once I became abreast of what the government had done to our culture as a whole and how they try to demonize it, coming up into my womanhood, all I did was be proud of any black success and black excellence. And that's real shit. I'm still that motherfucking way. Now that I'm into my adulthood, when I was able to educate myself, when I was able to go to college and, work and became a parent, and really paid attention to some of the things that was going on in my society, I seen the ugly shit that jealousy, envy, hate, all of those 7 deadly sins they call them, all of those things breed. I seen that shit, that shit breed. That shit is motherfucking ugly. Let me tell you something. I seen, right, when I was going to camp, I had to be maybe about 11 years old, and I was going to the camp around the corner from my house. It was 1 block over and around the corner from my house. I was living in Bushwick, Brooklyn, New York. We had several counselors. One counselor name was Pauline. Pauline was a pretty girl. I'm talking brown skin. No, that was the cousin Nat. But Natalie was pretty too. Now, Natalie was in the camp. Natalie was brown skin, head full of beautiful textured hair. She always wore them in 2 pigtails, and she reminded me so much of Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz because the way she wore her hair, it was so full and pretty like that. Brown skin girl though. Now, Pauline was she was either the aunt or the cousin, but she was a counselor in the camp. The typical, not typical, but I'm saying typical because this was in the 80s, so you know, in the 80s, it was popular to be light-skinned with long hair. Pauline was that. She was light-skinned with all this long, pretty hair. And, you know, she's a nice-looking girl. And a lot of the counselor dudes liked her type of shit. And there was another counselor by the name of Nikki. Now, Nikki was a tomboy. Built tomboyish, acted tomboyish, dressed tomboyish. She was brown skinned also with short nappy hair. And she was jealous of Pauline. You're seeing it all in her motherfucking behavior towards Pauline. Every time they work the same day. I mean it. And this is coming from the eyes of an innocent 10-year-old. I was able to see that motherfucking shit. You know, when you're in a certain age bracket and you grow up a certain type of way, your innocence covers up a lot of the reality of the world. But not that shit. I was able to see that shit straight up the fuck and down. And even from that age, that shit was ugly to me. So I'd like to believe from that point on, I made up in my mind that I won't ever be one of them motherfucking types of people to be jealous, because I have not ever felt that type of way from my childhood coming all the way to my motherfucking adulthood, because I always felt, even when I became an adult and had a sense of responsibility, even as a young parent, I always just motherfucking knew it wasn't nothing nobody else had that I couldn't get. And even if I couldn't get it, there had to be a way for me to get it. I just didn't fucking grow up with that type of fucking vibe on me. And I'm grateful for that when I see how ugly that shit is coming from other fucking people. Especially people that want to take the title and say that they're your friends, or that they love you, or that they're your man, or any other type of thing they proclaim themselves to be, but they actions show fucking different, because actions always speak louder than motherfucking words. Actions is the real of the shit. And I'm saying all that the motherfucker say is, you know what? Dare I say, but I'm gonna say, to stop normalizing hate. Stop normalizing the 7 fucking dead. How about that shit? Because when we normalize weird shit like that, we somehow giving the okay to it. It's a silent okay. It's like, you know, that's just regular shit. It's not. It's not. It ain't got nothing to motherfucking do with perfection. It got every fucking thing to do with growing up and being responsible for your motherfucking self. Know what I mean by that? It ain't motherfucking normal to hate people, to deceive people, to disrespect people, just because you got some inner issue going on with you that you refuse to fix. So you're projecting that shit on the other people. Now, I'm well aware sometimes spirits just don't care. I get that part too. And that's when you take responsibility for your shit.
count it that way.
and simply say, you know what? I just don't fuck with that bitch. Stop trying to fucking make up excuses and reasons for the reality of shit. Stop normalizing. It's not fucking normal. It's not okay to fucking be mad at somebody because you don't like how they operate in their life. You don't like what they doing in their life. Now, there's always exception to the rule. And I might be a little bit all over the place with this shit, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. If you don't like the way somebody treat their children, if you know that somebody is abusing their children sexually, mentally, emotionally, that's one thing. And I definitely get that. I get that. But that's not what I'm talking about. If somebody is abusing their elderly parent, I get that. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about motherfuckers that got a problem with you in the way that you live your life and use every excuse in the book to try to get people on their side to dislike you as well for no real reason other than they not taking responsibility for their shit. I just wanted to put that shit out there. Don't normalize that shit. Don't normalize that shit. Because that shit ain't normal. That shit is actually sad. And it's ugly. And I came back in here for something. And just at the moment, I can't remember. But that shit is ugly. You get the gist of what I'm saying. So I'm going to end it right here. Right? Because I need to remember what the fuck I came in here for. So I can get my shit together. So I'm going to end it here. And I'm going to get back with y'all a little later.